everybody, and welcome to another ASMR video here on the channel. And today, what we've got for you, as you can obviously tell, is another facts video. A little while ago, we did facts about Marvel, so I figured it would only be fair to jump across to their rival, as it were, and do 100 facts about DC, which should be fun for me because I'm more of I'd say in general, probably more of a Marvel fan than DC, although there are obviously some exceptions, but I am guilty of never picking up a DC comic where I have read a number of Marvel comics. But let me know any interesting DC comics that you think I should pick up and give a go. But this video should be interesting for me as well to learn a little bit about the DC comics, but I believe these facts are a mixture of information about both the comics and the movies. But without further ado, I reckon let's get into fact number 1. The Hellbat is a suit of armour, occasionally donned by Batman to handle large-scale threats in extreme battle scenarios. It was designed with input from each Justice League member and forged in the sun by Superman. According to Superman Birthright, Superman has the power to see the aura of all living creatures, refusing to take any life and extinguish this life energy. The Man of Steel abstains from eating meat and becomes a vegetarian. Tim Burton listened to Prince's music constantly while shooting Batman, and said the musician's songs had a major influence on the creation of the film's version of the Joker. Writers of the Batman comic series feared that Bruce Wayne would look incompetent if he didn't kill the murderous Joker in a fight, so the villain was rewritten in the 1950s as a cartoonish prankster and forbidden to kill. By 1969, he had stopped appearing in the comics altogether. It wasn't until 1973 that the character was allowed to return and kill again. David S. Goyer, who co-wrote the 2016 movie Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, claimed in 2005 that writing a Superman vs Batman story is what a studio turns to when they have exhausted all possibilities. It's somewhat of an admission that this franchise is on its last gasp. David Bowie was considered to play the Joker in Tim Burton's 1989 Batman film. Though the role went to Jack Nicholson, a few Batman comic artists continue to base their drawings of the Joker on David Bowie. Zack Snyder briefly considered hiring former Batman actor Christian Bale to play a completely new role in Batman v Superman in order to emphasise its distinction from the Dark Knight trilogy. Don't worry, we really didn't need that being emphasised. They are very different. Introduced as a member of the Green Lantern Corps in 1985, the Gertzi RRR is a sentient math equation. I've probably butchered that, I apologise, DC fans. When permitted a chance to write his own Batman series, Clerks director Kevin Smith retroactively rewrote one of the most pivotal scenes from the origin comic Batman Year One to include the Dark Knight being himself in fright. is comprised of body armour connected to a pair of Air Jordan 6. Wonder Woman sword in Batman v Superman, or they like facts about Batman v Superman, don't they? Is inscribed a quote from Joseph Campbell's collection Goddess, Mystery of the Feminine Divine. Life is killing all the time, and so the goddess kills herself in the sacrifice of her own animal. Superman actor Henry Cavill refused to shave his chest in order to portray the character in Man of Steel, citing the character's hairy chest in the Death of Superman comic storyline as his reason against it. Wonder Woman was originally based on two women, the wife of creator William Marston and one of his former students that both he and his wife had sexual encounters with. That's so weird. That is so weird. It was revealed in Teen Titans The Lost Annual #1 that the John F. Kennedy of the DC Universe wasn't assassinated but abducted by aliens in order to fight a tyrannical extraterrestrial government. As a Green Lantern, John Stewart refused to wear a mask, simply stating upon receiving his, "This black man lets it all hang out." According to the comic book Superboy 83, Superman owns every album by the band Metallica on CD, his favourite being Justice for All. Frank Miller considered writing a Wonder Woman origin comic similar to his own Batman Year One, titled Wonder Woman Bondage. Some pretty offensive artwork was produced to test DC Comics' comfortability with the project, but it was eventually abandoned. When questioned about DC Comics' lack of minority comic book characters, the company's senior story editor, Ian Sattler, stated that DC had a large and diverse cast of green, pink and blue characters. In many versions of the Batman media, the Joker's cell block at Arkham Asylum is 0801, which spells out "ha" when the numbers are converted into their alphabet equivalent. In a 1997 issue of Superman, Clark Kent and Lois Lane attended a Halloween party dressed up as Batman and Robin. Before going to air, the 1966 Batman television series received the lowest test score ratings from selected audience in the history of the ABC network and was not expected to succeed. Frank Miller's anti-Islamic... Sorry, my stomach is making such weird noises. Frank Miller's anti-Islamic, critically panned graphic novel Holy Terror was originally developed at DC Comics as a piece of propaganda, starring Batman, in which the caped crusader would fight Al-Qaeda in Gotham City. The mask worn by the Joker in the first scene of The Dark Knight was inspired by the makeup the Joker used to disguise himself in his first episode of the 1965 Batman television series, The Joker is Wild. Batman's willpower is so strong that he's capable of operating a Green Lantern ring when necessary, something considered practically impossible for average individuals. And fact number 25, so we're a quarter of the way through. When disguised as Clark Kent, Superman slouches to make himself look several inches shorter and deliberately wears baggy clothes to hide his physique. He also wears glasses that alter the colour of his eyes, and he also also changes the pitch of his voice. Clark Kent was initially chosen to become a Green Lantern by Abisur's Ring, but was rejected because he wasn't native to Earth. The city of Melbourne was almost called Batmania, after one of its founding fathers, John Batman. There are many types of kryptonite, including pink kryptonite, which turns Superman gay. No way. By the way, I haven't actually fact-checked these, but each fact comes with a source and links to prove it, so I'm just taking it for what it is. DC experts, feel free to correct me down below. Aquaman's trident is an indestructible magical weapon that grants him great powers and divine right to rule the sea. With it, he can manipulate water, control the weather, disperse energy in the form of bolts and force fields, or just use it to stab his foes. That's pretty effective. In the early renditions, Batman hadn't adopted his no-kill policy and was known to kill villains if was necessary. It has been stated in various Justice League comics that Wonder Woman can never be paired with Plastic Man on a mission, as he has been known to sexually harass his female colleagues in the past. For example, not only has he transformed into objects in Wonder Woman's room just to watch her change clothes, but he even once transformed into a dress and tricked Big Barda into wearing it. Deary me. Martian Manhunter possesses a vast amount of superhuman strength comparable to Superman's strength, easily making him one of the physically strongest beings on the planet. Because Green Lantern's ring has no power over the colour yellow, Batman and Robin painted themselves and an entire room yellow before confronting him in All-Star Batman and Robin. Mogo is a member of the Green Lantern Corps, is an actual sentient planet. That sentence didn't make sense, but you get the point. In the film The Dark Knight, the man who shouted "We are not intimidated by thugs" to the Joker was actually Patrick Leahy, the senior senator from Vermont and a self-confessed Batman fan. He has appeared in a cameo role for every other Batman film since Batman Forever. The kryptonite ring worn by Lex Luthor eventually gave him cancer, and his right hand had to be amputated. The first Batmobile made its debut in 1941. It was a 1936 Ford convertible. In some old Batman comics, Joker also uses a utility belt. It contains various gag items including exploding cigarettes, hand buzzers, playing cards, flower pellets, snake pellets, sneezing powder, itching powder, and Mexican jumping beans. In 1981, Batman vs. the Incredible Hulk crossover comic. Despite his relative lack of brute strength, the Dark Knight successfully defeats the Hulk in combat. From Alfred Pennyworth's first appearance until his reintroduction in the Silver Age comics, he was portrayed as an overweight, idiotic comic relief. Alfred Pennyworth is almost as accomplished as Bruce Wayne himself, at one point being an actor, a field medic, and even a pilot. He's also the only member of the Bat family allowed to carry a firearm. A man who faced a foreclosure in 2010 discovered a copy of Action Comics #1 in his basement. The comic, which features the first appearance of Superman, is only valued at $250,000 his family's home. I was going to say you'd still take that. I wonder how much it's worth in mint condition. In a non-canonical story told in the Batman comic, Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader, Alfred Pennyworth revealed that he is, in fact, the Joker. That's so stupid. Batman's home was first named as Gotham City in Batman #4 in 1940. Before that, it was stated that Batman lived in Metropolis or New York. The exact magnitude of Supergirl's strength is unknown. However, when she hits Superman, it actually hurts him, and he notes that he's never been hit that hard before. Originally a composite being, Firestorm had power over fire and heat and could alter the atomic structure of objects. As of the New 52, multiple Firestorms exist, and Ronnie and Jason as individual Firestorms can combine to create Fury, a giant walking nuclear reactor. Darkseid's strength is so great that he can easily overpower heavyweights such as Superman and Wonder Woman in hand-to-hand combat, and even overpower the entire Justice League, including the heavy hitters. He has also been shown destroying a Green Lantern ring with his bare hands. DC Comics paid $130 in 1938 for exclusive rights to Superman. In 1978, DC Comics released a Superman comic in which he teamed up with Muhammad Ali to defeat an alien invasion. And fact number 50, so we hit the halfway point. Green Arrow's chili is the spiciest food in the DC universe. Only Green Arrow himself and Batman can eat it without screaming in pain. In the DC universe, Santa Claus is a powerful 1,800-year-old being, a mortal entity whose bone dust was once snorted like cocaine by John Constantine. The original candidate for DC Comics' first headlining black superhero was Black Bomber, a white racist who turned into a black superhero under stress. He was described by historian Tom Markstein as an insult to practically everybody with any point of view at all. That is literally insane. In the 80s, DC's New Guardians comic featured a villain named the Hemogoblin, a white supremacist vampire who drank AIDS-infested blood and bit black people. This is mental. After Batman and Robin rescued it from a slaughterhouse, DC Comics included a bat cow. DC once created a hero named Dog Welder, whose strategy was to weld dead dogs to people's faces. Oh man, wouldn't you love to see some of these on a big screen? Between 1966 and 1970, Warner Brothers and Atlantic Records, Elektra Records, Non-Such Records, and DC Comics were all acquired by a company that ran parking lots. This company later became Warner Communications, and eventually Time Warner. There is a DC Comics supervillain named Snowflame that gets his strength from doing cocaine. There is a DC Comics character named Danny the Street that is a sentient transvestite length of road with the power of teleportation. He travels around the world putting on drag shows for those cast out by society. Fair enough. DC published an alternative version of the Superman comics, where Superman landed in a Ukrainian collective, and became a hero of the USSR. As a child, Slade Wilson's father sold him to the mafia to pay off some old debts. In 1997, Nicolas Cage earned $20 million to play Superman in Superman Lives, even though he never actually played Superman because the movie got cancelled. George Reeves, the actor who played Superman in the 1950s, was wary about his young fans after a boy pulled a pistol on him to test Superman's invulnerability. Reeves convinced the boy to give him the gun by telling him that someone else could be hurt when the bullets bounced off. Superman was once bitten by Dracula, but as Superman is powered by the sun, the vampire immediately exploded. According to the comics, Lex Luthor is pissed at Superman because he thinks Superman contributed towards the balding of his head when he was a child. Bruce Wayne is part owner of the Daily Planet where Clark Kent works, so Batman pays Superman's salary. In the Superman comics from 1958, Superman got a new power, the ability to project a mini version of himself that had all of his superpowers. Eventually he became jealous of it and tried to kill it, but it ended up sacrificing itself to save him. Superman once wielded Thor's hammer in the epic crossover of the Justice League and Avengers. He accomplished this not because he was Superman, but because he was worthy. In Superman Batman number 15, it is revealed that Thomas Wayne convinced Jor-El that Earth would be an appropriate place to send his son. When Batman and Superman was rebooted in 2005 and 2006, Superman Returns made more money globally than Batman Begins. Henry Cavill almost wasn't cast as Superman in Man of Steel because he was busy playing World of Warcraft. Yeah, he missed the call. That's quite a good story. I really do hope Cavill gets the chance to play Superman again, even if they completely reboot the DCEU. But I just feel like that man was born to play Superman. The Royal Canadian Mint is printing official coins of Superman in Canadian currency. Nicolas Cage named his son Kal-El after Superman. There is a technique in Muay Thai called the Superman Punch that involves faking a kick to gain power behind the strike. Superman was first conceived as a bald, telepathic villain bent on world domination. There is a book called Becoming Batman, The Possibility of a Superhero, written by a neuroscientist, which covers in detail how much an ordinary person would need to train and adapt to become Batman. We're now into the final 25 facts now. The Flash travelled back in time, became a form of pure energy, and was the very bolt of lightning that gave him powers in the first place. While promoting his upcoming Watchmen film in 2008, future Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice director Zack Snyder admitted that he didn't find Christopher Nolan's characterization of the Dark Knight that gritty, claiming he gets to go to a Tibetan monastery and be trained by ninjas, but he doesn't get R-worded in prison. That could happen in my movie. If you want to talk about dark, that's how that would go. Right, so He's upset that there was no sexual assault in the Dark Knight trilogy. Bit of a weird point to make, but fair enough. The dark film noir Act Deco feel to Batman the Animated Series was due to the use of black paper with light colours for animation instead of the industry standard of dark colours on white paper. In the 1960s, Batman with Adam West was known for its morals and lessons, which included the importance of seatbelts, homework, eating vegetables and drinking milk. Actor Marlon Wayans was going to play Robin in Batman Returns 1991. He still earns money for his two-movie deal, despite never actually appearing as Robin. Following the 9/11 attacks, the Batman voice actor Kevin Conroy volunteered to cook for police and firefighters. At the behest of another cook, he called out from the kitchen with his iconic Batman line and was greeted with cheers and applause from the emergency service personnel. That's a cool story. In Australia, there is a parliamentary position called the Shadow Minister of Justice, and it's currently held by the representative from the electorate of Batman. There was a Batman villain named Condiment King, and he was defeated by slipping on his own ketchup. Michael Keaton was so against Batman Forever that even $15 million couldn't sway him to reprise his role. The Dark Knight was the first Batman movie to not have the word Batman in the title, and also not have any bats throughout the film. When asked about his thoughts on Ben Affleck playing Batman, George Clooney responded by saying, "I am the least qualified person to comment on anyone playing the role of Batman, since I so terribly destroyed the part." When Christopher Nolan offered Heath Ledger the part of Batman in Batman Begins, he said, "I would never take part in a superhero film." Christian Bale refused to play Batman if Robin appeared anywhere in the trilogy. Batman was created not just by Bob Kane, but also a partner, Bill Finger, who was never credited for anything Batman related until recently. He is responsible for the original ideas of the Batman's persona, costume, Gotham, and characters, etc. In 2011, two teenagers in Vancouver, Canada, lured multiple paedophiles online by posing as a 15-year-old girl, only to show up at the meeting spot as Batman and the Flash to record them. That's amazing. Oh, I've just seen a picture of the KKK, oh gosh. The 1946 Adventures of Superman radio show revealed the secret codes and rituals of the KKK, making it a laughingstock and drying up glam recruitment almost overnight. There was a planned sequel to the 1997 Batman and Robin, with radio talk show host Howard Stern considered to play Scarecrow. Batman creator Bob Kane said in a Cinescape interview that all of the actors to have played Batman up to that point, before the series was rebooted in 2005, he felt Val Kilmer had given the best interpretation. In 2008, the mayor of Batman in Turkey wanted to sue Warner Brothers and Nolan for using the city's name without permission. filming Batman Begins, someone crashed into the Batmobile in a state of panic, thinking it was an invading alien spacecraft. What? Why? Is that true? I'm on airplane mode so I can't verify, but that just sounds ridiculous. The University of Victoria in Canada offers a course in the science of Batman. In 2011, two guys from the UK changed their names to Emperor, Spider-Man, Gandalf, Wolverine, Skywalker, Optimus Prime, Goku, Sonic, Xavier, Ryu, Cloud, Superman, He-Man, Batman, Thrash. I respect it. If I get to 1 million subs, I'll do the same. The infamous Batman's growl in The Dark Knight is not Bale's fault, but Nolan's. The real voice during filming was more toned down and then heightened to a rougher, grittier vibe during post-production under the decision of director Christopher Nolan. Batman could exist in real life, but only for a few years. This is due to the incredible physical demands being Batman requires, of course. And fact number 100. Fact number 100. Danny Elfman came up with the theme to Batman on a flight from London, but since he couldn't write music, he kept running to the bathroom to record himself on a tape recorder whenever he had a new idea, causing the flight attendants to think he was a junkie. And there we have it. That was 100 facts about DC. Some of those facts about some of the characters that have apparently existed are just insane, and I think I'm actually gonna go away and verify whether it was true, because what was it, Snowflame, who is powered through cocaine? Fair enough, but certainly very interesting. I found it very interesting, and hopefully you did too, and hopefully you also found it relaxing as well. As always, if you're not too sleepy, feel free to leave suggestions for fact videos, or any videos for that matter, down below in the comments. But that is going to do it for tonight's video. So, if you did enjoy this video, my friends, then please do give it a like, and if you're new to the channel and want to stick around for more videos, then hit that subscribe button. But until the next video,